Well, I'd done it last year for the first time, and last year was, there was a group of 15 races. Well, some of the races this year were going to be different.
I was a little bit overweight. I turned 50, and I decided it was time to start checking things off my bucket list. So one of the things on my bucket list was to start running. So I found the Fort Wayne Track Club, seen the Ironrunner, and I said, yep, that's what I'm going to do.
I did the Ironrunner a year ago, and I decided at last year's banquet that I was going to do it again because they unveiled this really cool blanket that you would get if you became an Ironrunner. So really, all this year, my motivation to run was the blanket.
I'd run a few of the points races, but not as a track club member. And this year, I was looking for something to take me a little bit to the next level.
I was getting my MBA, and I knew I wouldn't have a chance to balance running and studying, and so this forced me to balance running and studying.
I had tried to do it a couple years ago with my husband Chuck and got hurt early on and wasn't able to do the Nutri-Run. So this year I told him, well, it's my turn. I'm going to get my Ironrunner this year.
Well, actually, it was my daughter-in-law, Joelle, that encouraged me to, first of all, just join the Fort Wayne Track Club. And then she challenged me to run the 15 races in the series with her.
First, I wanted to join the Fort Wayne Track Club last fall when I did the Riley Run. They had a big setup for it, and I just pulled a pamphlet, read about it, and then I started thinking about looking at the Ironrunner.
A group of friends and I went to the banquet last year. We saw the group that won last year, just thought it was a really neat opportunity and challenge to set for ourselves.
And we decided that it would be a good idea to run 15 races in a year. And I'm not getting any younger and my butt's not getting any smaller, so I gotta have something to keep me motivated.
For me, the Ironrunner it's competing within myself, and it's a challenge of, okay, what can I do? Can I do all of them?
The group that I run with, some of them were going to do it, so we kind of push each other and do things together, so I joined with them.
I wanted to do something to push myself out of my comfort zone, and I had a group of friends that I run with, and we all decided to do it together.
I've always dreamed of being able to run, and I've just been doing it a few years, and the group of us that run together all just agreed to do it, push each other. I hadn't ran no running experience at all. So my first race was, I just want to be able to finish it.
I think the toughest part was doing the races without a lot of training.
But I was just very determined that I was going to take it to the end.
The toughest part for me was the commitment and the dedication that it takes, because you really have to schedule everything based on the race schedule.
I think the toughest part was being more concerned of not getting injured, because I did want to complete all 15 races.
But I was dreading one race, and that was what we call the Wolf.
The Wolf.
It was the Wolf.
The Wolf.
The Wolf for sure.
The hardest one of the course was the Wolf.
Was the Wolf.
The Wolf is a 16-mile trail run. And then about mile 8.5 or so, I took the second fall. And then it was about mile 11.5 that I gouged the knee, and my friend that I was running with was like, oh, you cut a vein, we have to go back. But nope, I picked myself up after all three, and other than for some blood-splattered clothes, I made it through.
Well, I cried a little bit the very last race because I completed it. I done it. It was tough. But when I completed the last one, I was like, I can't believe I did this.
I'm pretty excited about it, honestly. I set out to do something, I accomplished it, and I made a lot of new friends, met a lot of new people.
It really did end up meaning a lot more than I thought it would.
I have done it to dedicate to the memory of my son, Chris, who passed away with cancer. And I also want to thank the track club for honoring his memory with the High School Runner Award named after him.
To complete all 15, it was just neat to have my coworkers and my family just motivate and encourage me throughout the entire season,
My kids are proud, they think it's really cool that mommy's an Ironrunner. That accomplishment you feel within yourself that, okay, I've done this now. It's another thing off of, your bucket list.
But just an amazing experience and something I never thought I would do.
It is hard work. It took a lot of commitment. But if I could do it, anybody can do it.
I always used to think I wasn't really a runner, but if you run, you're a runner.
You make great friendships, whether it's a person that runs your pace or just to encourage others along the way.
Just a couple years ago, the thought of running a 5K was
something I didn't think I could do, and here I did a 16 miler and survived to tell about it.
You're not just competing with other people, but it's more of a competition for yourself. Like, can you do it, an accomplishment?
And everybody there is so supportive. It doesn't matter how fast you are, how slow you are. Everybody's really supportive. And
Sometimes you're going to be the one to motivate your friends, but sometimes you're in that position where you need someone to motivate you too.
If somebody starts out running and they develop a passion for it, it's nice to get them involved in the Fort Wayne Track Club and meet other runners, and you start to see friendly faces and familiar faces at the races. And
I think the best thing about the Ironrunner is that I ended the year with a great community of friends that, you run with each other and you support each other and you lift each other up during the bad times. And that's really what the Ironrunner and our community of runners is all about.
Start with one race and see how that goes. I was a non-runner 7 years ago, and it's amazing where running will take you.